Have you ever found yourself indulging in a decadent slice of chocolate cake, unable to resist its tantalizing allure? Or perhaps you've experienced the rush of excitement as you place a daring bet at the poker table, feeling a surge of anticipation coursing through your veins. These moments of pleasure, so deeply ingrained in our human experience, have long fascinated both scientists and philosophers alike. But what exactly lies behind the sensations of pleasure, and why do some experiences leave us craving more, while others fade into memory? Enter the realm of neuroscience, where the mysteries of pleasure are illuminated by the intricate workings of the brain. Through the lens of neuroscience, we gain insight into the underlying mechanisms that govern our responses to pleasurable stimuli, shedding light on why certain activities captivate us with their allure. From the release of neurotransmitters to the activation of specific brain regions, each facet of pleasure is a complex interplay of biological and psychological processes. One of the most intriguing revelations from neuroscience is the surprising addictiveness of certain substances and activities. Contrary to popular belief, cigarettes are found to be more addictive than heroin, a revelation that challenges conventional wisdom about substance dependence. By dissecting the neurochemical pathways involved in addiction, researchers have uncovered the profound impact of substances like nicotine on the brain's reward circuitry, offering new insights into the nature of addiction and potential avenues for intervention. Moreover, neuroscience offers intriguing insights into the distinction between sex and love, two intimately intertwined yet distinct experiences. While both involve the activation of pleasure centers in the brain, the neurobiology of love extends beyond mere physical gratification to encompass complex emotions and attachment. By mapping the neural pathways associated with love, researchers aim to unravel the complexities of human relationships and deepen our understanding of the bonds that connect us. Beyond the realm of substances and relationships, neuroscience also explores the parallels between seemingly disparate activities, such as running and cannabis consumption. Surprisingly, both activities elicit similar responses in the brain, triggering the release of endorphins and producing feelings of euphoria and relaxation. This unexpected connection highlights the diverse ways in which pleasure manifests in our lives and underscores the multifaceted nature of human experience. As we embark on this journey through the neurological secrets behind pleasure, we uncover the intricate web of neural circuits and neurotransmitters that underpin our most cherished experiences. From the hedonistic pleasures of indulgence to the profound depths of human connection, each revelation offers a glimpse into the complex tapestry of the human brain. So join us as we unravel the mysteries of pleasure, exploring the fascinating intersection of neuroscience and human experience. Throughout these insights, you'll discover 1. The reasons behind cigarettes' greater addictiveness compared to heroin. 2. The true distinction between sex and love. 3. The shared characteristics between running and cannabis. What brings you pleasure? Whether it's something socially acceptable or considered taboo, pleasurable experiences all trigger the same neurological response in the brain's medial forebrain pleasure circuit. This circuit, nestled within the brain's interconnected structures, plays a pivotal role in our perception of pleasure. At the heart of this circuit lies the ventral tegmental area, VTA, which releases dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward, when we engage in enjoyable activities. Dopamine travels to the amygdala, the emotional center of the brain, enhancing our feelings of pleasure. Simultaneously, dopamine is routed to the dorsal striatum, responsible for habit formation, reinforcing our desire to repeat pleasurable behaviors. For example, indulging in a delicious slice of chocolate cake not only brings immediate pleasure but also reinforces the desire to seek out similar treats in the future, leading to habitual behavior. This interplay between pleasure and habit formation underscores the influential role of the medial forebrain pleasure circuit in shaping our behavior. Researchers have delved into the relationship between this pleasure circuitry and human behavior through various studies, some of which have sparked controversy. One such study, conducted in the 1970s by Dr. Robert Galbraith Heath at Tulane University, sought to explore whether electrical stimulation of the pleasure circuit could alter sexual preferences. In this study, electrodes were implanted into the subject's brain, and it was claimed that the subject experienced a shift in sexual preferences, culminating in the ability to ejaculate during heterosexual intercourse and engage in sexual relationships with women. While the study's findings have been met with skepticism and criticism, it highlights the profound impact that direct stimulation of the brain's pleasure circuit can have on short-term behavior. Despite the ethical and methodological concerns surrounding such studies, they provide valuable insights into the intricate workings of the brain and its role in shaping our experiences of pleasure and desire. By unraveling the mysteries of the medial forebrain pleasure circuit, researchers continue to deepen our understanding of human behavior and the complex interplay between biology and psychology in shaping our responses to pleasurable stimuli. Addiction, whether to drugs or other substances, is not solely determined by the pleasure they induce but also by their availability and the way in which they stimulate our pleasure circuit. While some substances like heroin can elicit powerful effects on the pleasure circuit, others like cannabis may have a weaker impact or none at all. For instance, heroin's potent influence on the pleasure circuit contributes to its high addictive potential, whereas drugs like LSD, which do not activate the pleasure circuit, carry little risk of addiction. However, the neurobiological aspect of addiction is only one piece of the puzzle. Social and environmental factors also play a significant role in addiction. A notable study conducted in the United States revealed that a higher percentage of individuals who experiment with cigarettes become addicted compared to those who try heroin. This discrepancy can be attributed to various factors, including the legality and accessibility of the substances, societal attitudes toward them, and the rituals associated with their consumption. Furthermore, the nature of the pleasure derived from different substances influences the likelihood of addiction. Heroin, for example, delivers an intense and immediate pleasure surge, while cigarettes offer lighter and more transient pleasure sensations. The frequency and consistency of pleasurable experiences contribute to the speed at which addiction develops, akin to the principles of training a dog with frequent rewards. Moreover, addiction is not merely behavioral but also has profound neurological implications. Studies have demonstrated that prolonged exposure to addictive substances can lead to structural changes in the brain, particularly in the pleasure circuit. For instance, research involving rats exposed to cocaine over a period of time revealed significant alterations in the morphology of nerve cells within their pleasure circuit. Overall, addiction is a complex phenomenon influenced by a combination of neurobiological, social, and environmental factors. By understanding the interplay between pleasure, availability, and neuroplasticity, researchers can develop more effective strategies for prevention and treatment, ultimately offering hope for individuals struggling with addiction. Indulging in fatty and sugary foods isn't just about satisfying hunger, it's also about activating our brain's pleasure circuitry. This intricate system, governed by various hormones and neurotransmitters, plays a crucial role in our eating behaviors and weight management. Despite the body's built-in mechanisms for regulating weight, the allure of these foods can override physiological signals, leading to addictive patterns of consumption. At the center of our body's weight control system lies the hypothalamus, a region of the brain responsible for monitoring energy balance. When we gain weight, fat cells release leptin, a hormone that signals satiety and increases energy expenditure. In a healthy individual, rising leptin levels should suppress appetite after meals, helping to maintain weight stability. However, in cases of obesity, the body may become resistant to leptin's effects, resulting in persistent feelings of hunger despite adequate food intake. In addition to leptin, dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward, plays a pivotal role in our brain's response to food. Foods high in fat and sugar trigger the release of dopamine, enhancing the pleasure derived from eating. This dopamine surge reinforces the rewarding nature of these foods, making them highly desirable and difficult to resist. Over time, repeated exposure to these pleasurable stimuli can lead to neurological changes that contribute to addictive eating behaviors. Furthermore, the hedonic appeal of fatty and sugary foods can overshadow the body's natural signals of fullness or satiety. Even when physically satisfied, individuals may continue eating in pursuit of the pleasurable sensations associated with consumption. This disconnect between physiological cues and hedonic rewards can perpetuate overeating and weight gain, exacerbating issues related to obesity and metabolic health. The cumulative effect of leptin resistance, heightened dopamine responses, and disrupted appetite regulation sets the stage for a cycle of overeating and weight gain. Despite conscious efforts to adhere to a healthy diet, the powerful influence of pleasure on the brain's reward pathways can undermine one's ability to make rational food choices. Consequently, breaking free from addictive eating patterns often requires a multifaceted approach that addresses both the biological and psychological aspects of food addiction. In essence, the pleasure derived from fatty and sugary foods hijacks our brain's reward system, making it challenging to resist the temptation of indulgence. Understanding the complex interplay between neuroscience and eating behavior is essential for developing effective strategies to combat obesity and promote long-term health and well-being. Sex and love may seem intertwined, but neurologically, they activate the pleasure circuit in distinct ways. While both experiences stimulate feelings of pleasure, their effects on the brain differ significantly. Sexual arousal primarily triggers the pleasure circuit through sensory and physiological stimulation, leading to sensations of pleasure and physical satisfaction. In contrast, falling in love elicits a unique neurological response characterized by the deactivation of judgment and social cognition centers in the brain. Consequently, individuals in love often perceive their romantic partners more positively, attributing qualities of intelligence, beauty, or charm that may not be objectively accurate. Research conducted by Lucy Brown at Albert Einstein College of Medicine in New York provides insights into the neurological underpinnings of romantic love. Brain scans of couples viewing images of their loved ones revealed distinct patterns of activation in certain brain regions compared to images of platonic acquaintances. These findings suggest that romantic love engages specific neural circuits associated with attachment, bonding, and reward processing, contributing to the intense emotional experiences characteristic of being in love. In contrast, the experience of orgasm transcends mere physical pleasure, encompassing complex emotional and sensory components. While orgasm typically induces intense pleasure due to a surge in dopamine levels, it can also occur without accompanying feelings of enjoyment. For instance, electrode stimulation experiments have demonstrated the ability to trigger physiological responses associated with orgasm, such as increased heart rate and muscle contractions, without activating the pleasure circuit. Such instances may occur in traumatic situations like rape or during epileptic seizures, highlighting the multifaceted nature of orgasmic experiences. Nevertheless, under normal circumstances, orgasms are overwhelmingly pleasurable events, characterized by heightened sensations of euphoria and satisfaction. Brain imaging studies conducted by Dutch scientist Gert Holstege have revealed significant activation of the pleasure circuit in heterosexual men and women during orgasm, underscoring the profound impact of sexual pleasure on the brain. Given the shared neural basis of pleasure in both sexual experiences and romantic love, combining sex and love can potentially enhance the overall pleasure derived from intimate relationships, fostering deeper emotional connections and mutual satisfaction. Gambling, often regarded as a form of entertainment or a way to test one's luck, holds a magnetic allure for many individuals, drawing them into a world of uncertainty, excitement, and potential winnings. However, beneath the surface lies a complex interplay of neurological processes that contribute to the addictive nature of gambling. At the heart of gambling addiction lies the brain's pleasure circuit, a network of interconnected structures that respond to pleasurable stimuli by releasing neurotransmitters such as dopamine. This neurotransmitter plays a crucial role in the brain's reward system, reinforcing behaviors associated with pleasurable experiences. When individuals engage in gambling activities, the anticipation of winning triggers a surge of dopamine, producing feelings of euphoria and excitement. Over time, repeated exposure to these pleasurable experiences can lead to the development of addiction as individuals seek to replicate the intense highs associated with gambling. The allure of gambling is further compounded by the inherent uncertainty and unpredictability of outcomes. Research has shown that humans and certain primates exhibit a natural inclination towards uncertainty, finding pleasure in situations where the outcome is uncertain. This propensity for risk-taking behavior is thought to be rooted in evolutionary mechanisms that favored individuals who were willing to take calculated risks to secure resources or opportunities for survival. In the context of gambling, the thrill of uncertainty adds an additional layer of excitement, driving individuals to seek out gambling activities despite the potential risks involved. Beyond the biological factors that contribute to gambling addiction, environmental influences also play a significant role in shaping gambling behavior. Family dynamics, cultural norms, and social influences can all impact an individual's propensity for gambling and their likelihood of developing addictive patterns of behavior. In many cases, individuals may be exposed to gambling from a young age through familial or social contexts, normalizing gambling behavior and increasing the likelihood of future engagement. Accounts such as Bill Lee's memoir, Born to Lose, offer poignant insights into the familial roots of gambling addiction. Lee's experiences underscore the profound impact of familial gambling patterns on subsequent generations, highlighting how early exposure to gambling can shape attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors surrounding gambling. For individuals like Lee, whose family history was marred by gambling-related problems, the cycle of addiction may feel inevitable, perpetuating a cycle of compulsive gambling behavior across generations. In summary, gambling addiction is a multifaceted phenomenon shaped by a combination of biological, psychological, and environmental factors. By understanding the underlying mechanisms that drive addictive gambling behavior, researchers and clinicians can develop targeted interventions and support systems to help individuals overcome addiction and regain control over their lives. However, Addressing gambling addiction requires a comprehensive approach that addresses both the individual and societal factors that contribute to its development and perpetuation. Healthy behaviors and virtuous actions not only benefit our overall well-being but also have the remarkable ability to activate the brain's pleasure circuitry, eliciting feelings of joy and satisfaction. While many are aware of the long-term advantages of activities like exercise, recent research has unveiled the short-term positive effects that contribute to our sense of happiness and fulfillment. One such phenomenon is known as runner's high, a state of euphoria experienced by athletes even amidst physical exhaustion. This sensation is attributed to the release of opioids and endocannabinoids in the brain, triggered by the body's response to pain and exertion. Interestingly, the relationship between pain and pleasure extends beyond the realm of physical activity. Instances such as childbirth and certain sexual experiences demonstrate how individuals can experience both sensations simultaneously, highlighting the intricate interplay between neural pathways associated with pleasure and discomfort. Despite the discomfort, the release of dopamine in response to painful stimuli can evoke a sense of pleasure, illustrating the complexity of human perception and emotion. Acts of kindness and generosity also have the power to activate the brain's pleasure center. Research suggests that engaging in charitable giving not only brings about feelings of altruistic satisfaction but also contributes to a sense of social connectedness and status. Studies have shown that the act of giving elicits similar neural responses to receiving money, underscoring the intrinsic reward associated with acts of benevolence. Furthermore, the pursuit of knowledge for its own sake can also evoke pleasure responses in the brain. Research conducted on both humans and primates indicates that individuals derive satisfaction from acquiring new information, even when it does not directly impact their likelihood of receiving a reward. This innate curiosity and desire for knowledge reflect the brain's capacity to derive pleasure from intellectual stimulation and cognitive engagement. In essence, the capacity of healthy behaviors and virtuous actions to activate the pleasure circuitry highlights the nuanced nature of human experience. From the euphoria of physical exertion to the joy of altruism and the satisfaction of intellectual pursuit, these experiences offer glimpses into the profound ways in which our brains respond to various stimuli. By understanding the mechanisms underlying these responses, we gain insight into the complex interplay between biology, behavior, and emotion, ultimately enriching our understanding of human nature. Finally, in exploring the intricate interplay between pleasure, addiction, and the human brain, this book illuminates the fascinating ways in which our neurological circuitry shapes our behaviors and experiences. From the allure of heroin to the thrill of gambling, we've delved into the mechanisms behind both harmful addictions and more benign pleasures like exercise and charitable giving. By understanding these dynamics, we gain valuable insights into our own motivations and habits, empowering us to make healthier choices and lead more fulfilling lives. To break free from the grip of addiction, it's crucial to reframe our associations with pleasurable activities. By consciously linking negative outcomes to addictive behaviors, we weaken their hold on us and pave the way for positive change. Remember, our brains are malleable, and with dedication and effort, we can reshape them to align with our values and goals. However, it's not just about avoiding harmful behaviors, it's also about embracing activities that nourish our well-being and activate our pleasure circuits in positive ways. Whether it's exercising, giving to charity, or seeking knowledge for its own sake, cultivating healthy habits can enhance our quality of life and contribute to our overall happiness. In conclusion, this journey through the neuroscience of pleasure and addiction underscores the profound influence of our brains on our choices and behaviors. By harnessing this understanding, we can navigate life's pleasures and pitfalls with greater wisdom and resilience. Together, let's embark on a journey of self-discovery and growth, supporting each other along the way. I want to express my gratitude to all those who have joined us on this enlightening exploration. Your support means the world to us, and we're committed to continuing to provide valuable insights and content to enrich your lives. If you found this discussion insightful and thought-provoking, I invite you to like and subscribe to our channel. By doing so, you'll not only stay updated on our latest content but also help us reach a larger audience, spreading the message of empowerment and well-being to even more people. Together, let's make a positive impact on the world.